Hey, how's it going? Oh, Venus signs. Venus. As much as sun, moon, rising are important, and as much as Mercury oh dear! As much as Mercury is important, every single planet's important for how it rules us, oh my god. Hold on. There we go. For the realm that it rules us, it's important to know as much as possible about all of these different energies about ourselves so that we can understand every single facet of our being. So we've already explored sun signs, our general being, rising, our mask, our body, how we perceive things automatically, so our automatic reactions to things. Moon signs, our emotions, yada. Oh, I guess it's good to put it in context, so I'll keep going. Emotions, our childhood, our mother, relationship to the feminine energy, Mercury, how we express ourselves, our thoughts. Venus rules that part of our life that is involved with others. Our relationships, it rules how we treat others, how we treat ourselves in relation to others. It rules aesthetic sensibilities, so what kind of art we really love and inspires us and really empowers us. Our sense of fairness and justice. Harmony. Venus is really big about harmony. And hence why the Venusian sign of Libra is literally the scales, balance, harmony. And Taurus is very much about, although Taurus can be very stubborn and whatnot, at the end of the day, Taurus, just like its planet, it's all about let's all get together and get along and let's just have fun and enjoy life and its great pleasures. So Venus is a very fascinating planet because it can manifest in so many different ways. It rules our relationships, and so there's that aspect, but it also rules our artistic sensibilities and aesthetic leanings. Our sense of ideals, our values in a lot of ways, I guess you could say. Yeah. So let's explore the different elements of Venus. And of course I'll be doing videos to talk about every single Venusian placement, just like all the other planets, and just like all the other planets to come. But yeah. So Fire Venus signs. It's Venus in Aries, Venus in Leo, Venus in Sag. Fire Venus is very much, their sense of ideals are about honor and pride and the creativity and vitality. I have a Fire Venus in Leo. And for me, and I would say for all of the people I know with Fire Venuses, or Veni, I guess, if you will, honor and honesty and originality are very important, but not originality in an air way, but a fire way. Expression, creativity. These guys, we are the perpetual children, in the best way. We're so enthusiastic about life, about love. Venus is also, again, how you relate to other people, especially romantically. Venus is how you fall in love. It's how those energies work for you, And I'm always impressed by, especially Venus in Sag and Venus in Aries, but all three of the Fire Venuses, how they are so outgoing and warmly outgoing. They're able to meet new people and be genuinely interested and enthused about them. They're not just putting on a front and saying, a fake smile and shit like that. And there's a genuine enthusiasm about meeting new people, and also just about friends and our loved ones. And fire is a warrior energy. It burns, and Fire Veni I've found, are extremely loyal to their friends and their loved ones. The only thing they're more, or perhaps equally, loyal to are their ideals. I would say the ideals actually are higher. Not because we don't love people and our friends and everything, but at the end of the day, you have to have your ideals first, you know. So that's the fire Vini, or at least my take on it. Okay, moving on. Air Vini. Wonderful people. Persons, whatever. You guys make air Vini people make connections like nobody's business, and they're very enthusiastic too. Like the fire Vini. It sounds so funny to say, Vini. But anyways, okay. So focus. But you guys do it in an intellectual way, you know. I have one friend who has Venus in Gemini that she just has the ability to talk to anybody and make a connection. And, you know, air and fire are the perpetual children. They're children. They're the enthusiasts of life, you know. And there is a sincerity there, too. As long as people interest air in Venus energies, as long as that person genuinely wants to meet that person, they are like just the most fascinating, captivating people to talk to. And but don't try and ever trap them or keep them down. You know, my friend who I was talking about, Venus and Gemini, I haven't seen her in months, and it's totally cool. Like I totally, you know, we're on the same page. We get it. I mean, it helps that I'm Gemini with Mercury and Gemini and everything, but I know Venus and air, they need freedom. You know, it's absolutely essential. Just like fire, you know, honor and ardor and principles are our highest thing that our values, you know. So is freedom for air. Freedom in the sense, I mean, so is fire, but freedom in the sense of movement, of intellect, of being able to express ideas and to try new things and to meet new people. And that's what works best for these people. And that's totally cool. That's their energies, you know. My dad has Venus in Aquarius, and you know, super loving, absolutely loving, and you know, always there for me. But I definitely know when he needs his time, you know, when he needs his alone time and separateness and stuff. And it's extremely important that that's respected for these people, because if freedom doesn't exist in a relationship, it's not worth it for these people, you know. Freedom is everything for air energy, and with Venus there, it's how you relate to other people. So if that other person is, you know, making undue demands on you emotionally or earth-wise, or, you know, or if they're just acting from a lower level fire Venus and they're being very selfish and they're saying, I need you more and more and more and more and more, you know, I mean, fire and air, sparking fire and everything, air will leave, and, you know, justly so. If, I mean, as long as they're not just running to run, you know, if they really, but air does need that freedom. It's absolutely essential, definitely. And I also find, as far as values and ideals go, that air is also extremely idealistic in this energy, and that they have just a beautiful set of principles, that they know what's right and what's not, and they're willing to call people out on it if they violate that, you know, those principles of truth, of you know, honesty. Air can be very manipulative, but at the end of the day, air is about ideals, you know. That's the highest form. And Venus and air people just have a wonderful set of ideals, you know, again, at the highest form, that they adhere to and yet are so very flexible with. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. So, water Vini. Venus and... the air Vini. I love saying that. Venus in Gemini, Venus in Aquarius, Venus in Libra. Now, Zivota. The water ones are Venus in Pisces, Venus in Scorpio, and Venus in Cancer. I'm Venus in Leo, but I'm on the cusp with Venus in Cancer, and so I have a bit of this energy. These people, and for me too, are the sweethearts, you know. Venus and Scorpio is a bit complicated, but ultimately, you know, they're just about love and loyalty. And we'll talk about the challenges of Venus and Scorpio, as well as the beautiful benefits in a later video, Venus and Scorpio. But, you know, these people only mean well. Water Venus is, you know, just want to nurture others, you know. They want to feel safe with them and feel free to flow however they want or need to. Water Veni make the best healers for other people. You guys just, people with this energy is they intuitively know, because, you know, water flows for them, flows for us so fluidly that they intuitively know if something's wrong with a loved one, anyone really, just people in general, but especially a loved one, somebody that they really are familiar with and have spent time with and really love. They can reach into them and communicate without using any words. These people are highly psychic, highly in tune to just the waters of living that flow, especially being Venus in water, that flow in between us all in love and you know, energies and emotions that need to be transmuted to love, like hate and jealousy and greed and all that. Water and water Venus energy is extremely healing and extremely loving at its best, you know, at its best. And it's beautiful to see these people doing their thing, and so selflessly. So I talked about a challenge for the fire and the air, so now the challenge for the water is just making sure they're not over-emotional, making sure they're not depending on other people for their own emotional happiness, you know. With water Venus, it can be so easy to lose yourself in the other person that you lose yourself, and that's not a good thing, you know. It's a good thing to be extremely selfless, totally selfless, beautiful, absolutely, you know. But at the end of the day, we all are, we're incarnated here to have an ego, to be separate on a physical plane. We're all connected always. There's no such thing as separateness, you know. At the end of the day, it all amalgamates into a whole, to the one whole, you know. But with Venus and water, it's very important just to remember boundaries. It can feel like there are no boundaries. Trust me, I have this energy, and I also have Venus and Pisces energy because of my house. And it can feel very tough because it feels like there's no boundaries between you and other people. And you get bombarded by their emotions and you feel controlled. This is the biggest challenge for this energy. But once you overcome it, everything flows beautifully, and you can heal, and you're more psychic than ever before. You gotta realize that you really do. You control your sense of boundaries. Even Venus and Pisces, which functions so well because it's so selfless and it can knock down boundaries in a second. Even this energy can and is able to control the boundaries of their emotions and other people's emotions. And they can let things flow through them instead of getting caught and clinging to those emotions, you know. So if you get random emotions that come across you with a Venus in water, let them flow. If they're not feeling good, let them go. You know, they should always be flowing, but let them go if it's not suiting you or if it's somebody else's emotions. So now, last Veni, Earth. Earthiness. We got Venus in Virgo, Venus in Capricorn, and Venus in Taurus. You know, these people make the best, they gave the best hugs, because they love with their body, they love with what's tangible, you know, they support people, they financially, physically, emotionally, and Venus in Virgo has its challenges, we'll cover that later, but at its best, Venus in Virgo, just like all the Earth Mercuries, are absolutely devoted to those who love, and to those who they love. And just as water nurtures in, you know, a healing, watery way, Earth nurtures in a supportive way, and they are there for their family no matter what. And they really take care of everyone that needs taken care of, especially those who they love. best hugs, and the most sensual lovers. I'm sure I don't know, but I going off of energetically wise, just sensual, and very much in tune with their bodies and how their bodies function as channels for love and affection and making the world just a more harmonious place. And this also extends to artistic endeavors, using their hands or their bodies to create something, whether it's a beautiful architecture with a building or, a fine handcraft, whatever. It's beautiful. These people are also extremely humble and down to earth in relation to other people. And in fact, that's the biggest challenge, I would say, is to deprecate themselves too much, to be too down on themselves and break themselves down, especially in relation to other people. Venus and Virgo especially, but all three of these Veni, I find that's their biggest challenge, is just being too hard on themselves, and that reflects on them then being hard on other people. Venus and Earth energies can be a little judgmental, so I think that's the biggest challenge for you guys. But you always mean well, and you're down to earth, and you're humble, and you really support those you love, and you provide for the world. You really make it a better place in that way. So, all right, let's get started. I can't wait to do all the different Vina. Namaste.